Welcome to Nice to Know Animals is a board game where you travel the world, research amazing animals, and complete quests to become the top zoologist. Here's how to play it on Boardgamearena. Each player takes on the role of a zoologist. Your goal is to research animals, complete quests, and score the most victory points by the end of the game. When the match starts on BGA, you will choose your starting meeple and 2 quest cards, pick one to keep secret and discard the other. You'll also see a 3x3 grid of face-up animal and sponsored flight cards. This is the shared playing field everyone draws from. On your turn, you choose one of 2 actions, study or research. Studying lets you gain research experience, or RE, the currency you'll spend later. Simply discard 1 animal or sponsored flight card from the grid. Cards from the top row give 1 RE, the middle row gives 2 RE, and the bottom row gives 3 RE. A new card is automatically drawn to refill the grid. Once you have enough RE, you can research an animal instead. This costs RE based on the card's row. 5 RE for the top row, 3 for the middle, and just 1 for the bottom row. The very first time you research, place your meeple on any continent shown on that animal's card. If it's an all-world card, you may choose any continent. After that, you must be on the same continent as the animal you want to research. Otherwise, you'll need to use the flight and research option, which adds 9 extra RE on top of the row's cost. Or use a sponsored flight card if one is available in that row to avoid that extra cost. Every researched animal is placed face up in front of you. This is public information other players can see, as well as any sponsored flight card you take is placed face up in front of you for endgame scoring. After a research action, if you have the most researched animals, the blue cube moves forward on the animal research counter on the map. When any player reaches their 5th, 10th, or 15th researched animal, an invitation phase triggers. The player triggering the phase gets the certificate for the endgame scoring and handing out travel certificates worth bonus points to continents with no players on them yet. If the researched animal card is endangered, cards worth 3 points, and you have the most researched endangered animal cards, the red cube moves forward on the animal research counter. Each quest card has 2 options with different victory points. Throughout the game, you can collect as many quest cards as you like, but at the end, one side of up to 3 completed quests will count toward your final score, using your researched animals to fulfill them. You can always click the magnifier icon on the player panel to see which animal you need to research to complete the top side of the quest. All world animals can be used to fulfill any continent quest, but you will need at least 1 continent-specific animal to complete it. You cannot use the same animal to fulfill more than 1 quest. If you happen to research an animal you already have, that duplicate card is discarded, and instead you draw 2 new quest cards and keep 1. Also, watch the animal research counter on the map. When any player reaches their 5th, 10th, or 15th researched animal, an invitation phase triggers, handing out travel certificates worth bonus points to continents with no players on them yet. The game ends the moment the animal's research counter hits 16, or if any player has researched 5 endangered animals. At that point, everyone tallies their score. First, the player will assign animals to completed quests. Don't forget that you can only complete 1 side of a quest up to 3 quests, and you cannot assign the same animals to different quests. After that, players assign all of their researched animal cards to the respective continents. If an animal lives on more than 1 continent, the player must assign it to one of the continents where the animal can live for scoring purposes. Choose carefully. Points are awarded based on how many continents have 2 or more animals assigned to them. Animals labeled as all world can be assigned to any continent that already has at least 1 animal assigned, matching the continent shown on the animal card. In other words, all of the animals on a continent cannot all be all world cards. If you assigned at least 2 animals to 7 continent, you will receive 30 points, 2 animals to 6 continent 20 points, and 15 points to 5 continents. Each continent will be scared individually. The player that assigned the most researched animal cards to the continent receives 5 VP. They must have assigned 2 or more animals to that continent to score these points. After this assignment, the points will be calculated automatically. Points from animal cards, completed quests, most sponsored flights, 2 points per invitation certificates, and bonus points for having the most carnivore and herbivore animals, include omnivores to both, or endangered animals, plus continent bonuses for spreading your research across the map. The endgame scoring table can be found by clicking the VP icon on the player panel. Whoever has the most victory points wins. On Boardgamearena, your RE and researched animal counts are always visible on the right panel. The map updates automatically as you move, and you can always check your secret quest card by clicking on it. The game log on the side keeps track of every move, so you can always catch up if you missed something. You can always check rule tips by clicking question icon on the player panel. That's everything you need to start playing Nice to Know. Animals on BGA. Good luck, zoologist, and have fun learning about the animal kingdom along the way.